Hi, Capricorn. I like big hair. This one's for you because I realize how badly we need to have this reading. So, one thing that I know that you guys are used to is pressure. You're really good under pressure. Pressure is actually what motivates you. It's just a part of your style. It's a part of your flow. But because so much has transitioned out of your sign, you have this release of pressure. And it's almost like you don't know how to live without it. Learning to live without something that you're so used to for a long time is almost like an addiction. And I want to explain it this way because I feel like it will paint you a picture of why you don't need pressure to have success, why you don't need pressure to motivate you, why you've learned so much that you're like learning next, or putting yourself in those situations that you used to be in. And instead of creating new situations that you need to be in next. And it's not like you can force those things to happen either. It's about doing the thing that you're so good at in like the middle of it all, where you go with your life and live it without thinking too much or without adding too much pressure, without having too much work to do even. So you're going from this very narrow space of being watched and the stars being on you, almost like on your ass almost, to being allowed that freedom again. And what you do with that freedom actually shows you what you've learned. And look at what was at the bottom of the deck. And I think it's really important for you to recognize that with that freedom, it might not have the same people. It might not have the same look as it once did, because before you were creating something out of pressure and now you're creating something out of freedom. So I hope that makes sense. But that can cause, like, especially now that we're have so much Aquarius signs. One flipped over. Or signs in Aquarius. Mercury retrograde really has been getting on my talking the past few times. The more I notice it, actually. The way I talk and pronounce. So now that things have switched over into Aquarius, it's less about doing, which is what you're used to, and more about doing less physically and doing more mentally. So you're used to both. And now it's your time to kind of like let everything sink in so that you know where you're going next. And you're not just going somewhere because you need to create pressure, create the things that was once your life. And I'm not saying this might sound really matter of fact and easy, and that's something that you can absorb because that's the way that you are, but I know it's not easy. When you lived a certain way for so long, it's like, how do you live a different way? Again, go back to the addiction, or go back to anyone that's moving from a place of lack or insecurity into a place of security and confidence, and how you use that and not allow your ego to use you, and how to be aware of that. Well, that's the whole journey. That's not something any of us really escape. And it's not something you can beat, or it's something you have to learn to manage and learn to live with and learn from constantly. But it doesn't always need the same thing. So rest assured, it's about walking away from things and walking away from feelings and mentalities of who you used to be, maybe even from the past you. That's what we talked about in the beginning. This is just like walking away from the you used to be and what you went through with all of, astrologically speaking, with all of the pressure and placements around your sign. Now have this opportunity to gain insight from it. For yourself, for other people, to become more of a mentor and learn to listen and see your own self-destructive behaviors. It's like a Virgo. very Virgo-like. And if there's a Virgo in your life, it's possible that they're showing you something, or they've been trying to show you something for a while, and you just haven't been willing to turn that way. So moving away from how you used to work and moving into now, not that there's anything wrong, because a lot of times also with this is like we need something, or sometimes you may need something wrong to happen in order to actually move on from something. Like you need a reason. You don't need a reason. Who you used to be was great, fine, but you want better. You're someone who always looks to see that that there's more to make from something. Think of technology and why your sign is so associated with technology, especially like for me, I see Capricorns always have issues with technology in their life, and they're so reliant on it too. Like it's something you also love. So there's a few different things in the mix there. And now the philosophy that you're learning is to literally learn to play and be in the life that you've worked so hard to create for yourself now. And it's an amazing read to you. It's just like reminding you that it's different now, and it really is. Okay. Yeah. So, sorry, still getting used to this, honestly. Okay, beautiful. So, you may have thought that, and it's just like Cancer, because you guys have like this, you guys are the axis of each other. They're learning to see what their gift, what they bring has something else to teach them and a different way to do it now. And that's what they're learning. So on the other end, you're learning that too. It's just it looks different. And you had fine-tuned and gotten really good at possibly something that is supporting your future. And now it just needs a little different. It's revealing something new to you. So what you thought was once very secure now reveals to you, and what you weren't seeing before because you were so adamant and acutely looking at a certain way. Now it's the feeling. So it's learning, it's almost like Cancer's learning something from you and how you do things, and you're learning something about how they usually do things. So for you, it's feeling that confidence and not having it be, that not like give no fuck type confidence that you can have, and rolling with it and knowing that it's real, and to use the sword to clear anything out of the way that just isn't supporting that. It's even if it's the parts of you that no longer support that. You don't have to be cruel when you do it. You don't have to be, it doesn't have to be edgy. It's just learning to find that middle place and then saying, oh no, not this again. Oh no, like this is not where we're going with it. This is not how it looks. I need clarity. So it'll become clear looking at everything, and it will make more sense. It's just, so the middle is the 7 of Cups. And even though something can look so enticing, it's like a person, right? Someone could be so attractive, and then you meet them, and unfortunately there's not too much substance to the person, or that's just who they are, or they just you don't match with them emotionally, mentally. It's just a physical thing. That's okay to want that. It's just like wanting that job that looks so great. It's like you get to wear the things and do the things, and then you realize, like, where's the substance in this? What's holding this together? What's holding this person together? You're seeing that there's something you were looking only at the outside of something, so to speak, something only physical. And now you're realizing, like, oh, I need the whole package, the whole meal, you need all the courses, not just the appetizer or the dessert. You need the entree, you need the middle. And that's where you're meeting yourself, because you realize like that's what you were creating all this time, and then it started to show possibly in a different way, like within you. And now you get to meet that beautiful space now. The more that you lean into the insight that you're gathering and that you have gathered, and that maybe this Virgo has for you, and walking away from those parts of you that only see the outside, right? It's like, even think of, if you're aware of the collective issues in the collective, and like the earth and everything that's happening in life, there's a certain construct that's crumbling. And that's okay, because we're getting to the substance of it. Like this this beautiful thing physically is crumbling. And now it's like seeing that really beautiful person show you their raw feelings for the first time. And you may have met this before, but this is new because you're new and because you're different. And to really move forward with this, with the power that you have, and that superpower that you have of making things happen. Now it's like you're really in this mixture with life, and you need to allow that feminine. So that you're an earth sign. Earth signs are noted as feminine. So it's letting that feminine side of you come out more and allowing yourself to receive. So if you're more of a masculine person and you feel more masculine, it could be a fight to get to the feminine sometimes, because it's an unknown territory. And it's not like you're seeing it, it's internal. It's the dark. So you like allowing yourself, the bottom of the deck, to go there. It doesn't have to be the Two of Swords, but maybe through that space you're gonna get here and see like, oh, the internals are just as fruitful, they're just as magnificent as the externals. And you're being given a chance to see that and given that opportunity. So the first card out, the Four of Swords, I'd take that serious if you want a challenge. And if that's the way you're thinking of things still, take the challenge to rest and see that other side of you wash away through the insight. Like the first three cards are really all we needed. It's so powerful. And again, the people that have been attracted to you, that have been like magnets towards you in the past, like maybe in the past month or couple months, it feels great because they look a certain way or they appear a certain way. And now you're realizing, like, with maybe some of them or the job or something, it's actually not what it seems to be. And so you're moving through like that popularity thing, and you're going to get back to the source now. And it's not that those things are bad and those people or whatever, I'm just saying, it's just simply saying that it's okay for things to still change now. And to get used to them changing in that harmonious way for you. The more that you come back to that place of the internal and the external matching. It's very manifestation, but you have that ability to like really magically allow that now in Aquarius season. And if you've already going through it, I hope that you realize like that's the risk that you're taking. So it's exciting. It's also can be scary, but we'll look at the cards more. And I love you so much. And even if by the end of this month, everything needs to go externally, that's fine, because so much more, that which is compatible to you will come to you. So I love you. I'm proud of you. It's really amazing to see this, and why I felt so compelled to do this today. It was like right away. We'll look at the cards, and I'll see you next month. Hi, Capricorn. So I had further insight, so I recorded this the second time. It's really important that you allow the pressure to be taken off in a natural way. And that also might mean that you find greater insight of what you've been learning for a while now. And you start to really move on from different mentalities. Knowing that you're ready for the change that you've been wanting, and it's been building, you've been going. And the thing is that there might be a Virgo that can help you, and you might want to let them, because it makes it easier to walk away from something that looks great, but again, that substance matter coming up of like, but it may not be like the greatest thing. It may not be what you thought, what you wanted. It's just not, it's just not it, whatever it is. So that's revealing itself to you now, because the more pressure you put on one thing, the more you don't realize what's behind you or what you weren't looking at. So moving through this will reveal itself as you keep going and maybe taking a different risk. Now, if there's an Aries in your life, it's possible that they've done that and you admire it and you want to try it too. Or it's learning to become more like an Aries, in the sense of trusting that there's something full body that you want. And what do I mean by that? So when Aries goes after something, even if it's quote unquote bad for them, wrong for them, they go with their whole heart, their whole body. Their whole body's pulsing. And that's kind of what you're going for now. You realized how cold you could have been in the past, or cold that you've had to become cold in order to let things go. And you are. I mean, you're in the winter season, so it's death. Though now you want to feel the sense of accomplishment and not have to prove it, and not have to only look at, again, only be rewarded or only validated by external things. Yes, those things are amazing and wonderful, and yes, those are things that are easy and come natural to you. But what is it without the quality right now? That's the material we want to build with Earth right now. So you're finding that, and it's about not feeling stuck just because you put your energy into all of these things or these specific values or people that you've been around, or even the parts of yourself. Now it's just about moving a little different, moving a little with more, it's not so much agility, but it is. There's more agility that you need to bring about, or that's one asking you to move with in the coming months, because things are going to be changing a lot, but there's other things there's trial and error. And that's kind of what we learn through this. And you basically are asked that no matter what, by the end of the month, this is how you want to be riding. Like, doesn't matter, like, knowing that there will be people next to you the whole time, whether they change or not, that you could ride confidently forward, even if that means like clearing out and changing all of the decisions you've already made. That could be clearing out wishy-washy opportunities, things that just aren't, that are not up to speed with you. And that's okay. It's really beautiful. So I feel like I said about everything. It's hard to be more like Cardinal Earth, but Cardinal Earth It's about shifting and finding the right materials now. And what can make those materials, what can make those values even more buildable. And that all starts with where you center things around. So it's bringing the substance into style. That is style. And you know that. But now it's more of like the feeling. It's more of how you relate. It's more of how you continue to work and how you leave things behind, like tying things up, letting things go, all that stuff, not just dragging things along. It's clearing. And if not, the universe will do it for you. So it's kind of like you got to pick. You got to pick it. Yeah. You know, agility. Okay. I love you very much. Information to work with me one-on-one is below. Easier access is coming soon. So excited. And I love you. I'll see you next month.